all our attention is, he goes up to the doorbell camera, tries to sort of cover it up. He doesn't manage to, so he goes off back, gets the flowers, and then our attention's caught by the size of his backpack. Or mine is anyway. What has he got in his backpack? This bulging backpack. So our attention is caught to the backpack. Then he goes off, he gets the flowers. That's where on that video I was showing it earlier today. It looks like maybe he talks to someone that's just out of sight. And then maybe you see these trainers moving. And then he comes back to the camera, the ring camera, and makes an attempt to cover it up with these flowers. And the thing is, again, our attention is always, during all that interaction, is always caught with the sort of what he's doing to the ring camera and the, gloves he's on, etc. So we've been over these videos, and that's what we've been focusing on. But you know what? What we haven't focused on, what we haven't really looked at, I've not seen it at it anyway, is what he's doing with his other hand. Ali's in about with the camera with one hand, which the camera, I'm just trying to think, we'll watch it in a minute. I have to work out, whether it's right or left, or, I don't know if it's what side it's on, because of when you're looking at something on a camera, sometimes it's the wrong way around, isn't it? Anyway, what is he doing with his other hand? And I think it's quite telling what he's doing. So the more I watched it, and just I wasn't watching it for that or looking. I was watching it for other things, on different parts, and they keep showing the video. I suddenly thought, what is he doing with his other hand? So shall we look? Now, this is, first of all, I just want to show you. So this is Nancy's door. This is the porch, and this is Nancy's door. And we presume, so the perpetrator or the person on the video comes from this. Does he come from this way? Yeah. And the plants are over here on, as you're looking at this on your left, the plants were just outside here. So he goes up to the door. He messes about, with the door camera was just above the porch here. And he tries to do something with it. He can't do anything with it. So he goes back to where the flowers are. He gets the flowers and he goes back and tries to cover up the camera. I don't think it's very successful. So anyway, I think he removed the camera in the end, didn't he? He takes the camera away, which really you think he would have done right in the first instance rather than getting a load of flowers. I still don't really understand why he got the flowers. Anyway, so having a look at Nancy's door, you can see that you've got the lock, but there is a knob, Nancy's door and Nancy's porch. This here is a doorknob, just your average doorknob that you would turn to open the door. So now, if we have a look at the video, just remove that one. So this is the video that's on the FBI website. So we see the guy, he sort of comes in, he sort of hides his head a bit from the camera, doesn't he? Now, he sort of comes from here, doesn't he? Has he been round and parked the car up out the front here somewhere? Because, the police still have not told us how they actually got into Nancy's house. So we know that the back doors apparently were propped open with flower pots. Is that the way they got into the house? Were they already into the house? Were in the house when Nancy came home from her evening with Annie and Tommaso? Were they waiting in were they in wait for her in the garage? We don't know. We don't know those details. We don't know how they got into the house. We know at some point they were at the front porch because we've got these photos and CCTV doorbell footage, and of course there's Nancy's blood on the porch, which isn't there at this moment. So however that blood of Nancy's got onto the porch, it wasn't there when Porch Guy went and tried to cover up the camera. But just watch this. So he goes up to the door. Now, he holds his, of course, he's got his gun. He touches his gun, which, I don't know, is he preparing for something? Is he expecting to be using his gun? Is he just trying to show to the camera that he's got a gun? Because I still think this is all a bit performative, a bit staged. But yeah, so there he sort of hoists his gun. He's all, covered over with his balaclava and his black gloves, but he hasn't got black clothing on. He's got a reflective strip backpack on that's packed full. Goes up to the door. Now, what's he looking at there? Because as he goes up to the door that way, he's not looking at I don't know why he's facing that way anyway. Then he seems to remember the camera, and he goes to the camera and he tries to cover it over. Now look what he's doing with his other hand. Look. This is intriguing me now. I've never noticed it because I think we've been too busy looking to see what he's doing with this hand. We've not been noticing what is he doing with that hand. Now, I don't know about you, but it looks to me that he's turning the knob. Look, he goes to hold something, he turns it, and then he takes his hand away. What is he doing with that hand? And why is it even important? Well, I'll tell you why. Because if he is actually going to turn the knob, is that door already open from the inside? Unlocked, I mean. And he knows that. And he is this how they were going to... Look, he's turning something. Turning. He has no reason to do anything with that hand. But to me, that looks like he's grabbed the knob and he turned it. Now, why that might be important is, had they already done whatever it was they were going to do to Nancy, and they've got her ready to bring her out, and then they've gone round, either they or he, depending if there's one person or more than one person, got the car waiting, decided to bring Nancy out the front way. Maybe they went in the back way, and that's why they propped the doors open. They were thinking they would take her out the back way. Don't forget, they were in there for 40 minutes, so something maybe happened. Maybe she struggled, everything went pear-shaped. I mean, he does look very calm and collected, to be honest. He doesn't look like a person that everything's just gone pear-shaped in this, whatever they were doing. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't look like, because you can imagine the chaos, couldn't you, if everything did go pear-shaped, that they went to kidnap Nancy and then she put up more of a fight than they thought, they accidentally killed her, or she had a heart attack or whatever. If everything went wrong, he'd be in the right panic, surely, but he was very calm, very collected. Maybe he was just, high as a kite or something, and that's what kept him calm. Just, I don't know. Some of the ex-FBI profilers have suggested that maybe, a lot of people, before they commit crimes, they take substances or drink or whatever, to calm their nerves beforehand, or to put them in a place where they can detach enough to do it. I still look at this. Look at this rucksack. I mean, you couldn't get anything more in it, could you? You could not fit a credit card in that rucksack. It's so bulging with stuff. Anyway, that always just fascinates me. So this guy. So what I'm saying is, so had they already been in there, got Nancy ready to take out, and then he's come round the front. But to me, he's turning the knob on that door. He's expecting it to open, but at the same time, he doesn't want the camera to see him going in. Doesn't want the camera to see him going in. So he's trying to cover over the camera. So we're all looking at this hand, what that's doing. Look what this hand's doing. Reaches out, grabs something and turns. He definitely turned something. Whether it was the knob on the door, keys in the door, maybe he's got the keys by then. And then he goes off, and this is the bit of the video that we were looking at this morning, that someone who's interested in the Nancy Guthrie case had slowed it down and put arrows, and it, you know, it looks like maybe at this point this person does talk to another person who's just out of sight, and then they enlarge the video, etc., and it looked like they may be a pair of trainers. You can just about detect a pair of trainers. But then, so it was because of watching that so often that I noticed the other hand turning, doing something. And why that is significant is if he was just going up to the door to turn the door, he was expecting to be able to just open it and come in, you know, or maybe the key was in the lock and he was turning the key. But he was expecting to be able to turn something and open that door. That's what I think anyway. That's how it seems to me. So that says to me that whatever they'd already, you know, whatever they'd done to Nancy to get her ready to take her away, they'd already done in that this, and that would mean that this video was after the fact rather than before. This is not them arriving at the door and going into Nancy's. This would be after they'd already gone in, or were they even waiting there when Nancy got home? And they've propped open the back doors because maybe they were planning on taking Nancy out the back way. Maybe they decided that was too difficult because it is more difficult that way, and they've come round the front. But just look to me. I mean, let me know what you think. Obviously, that's why I'm playing this. Am I imagining it, or does it look to... Now, also, when he gets the flowers... Sorry. I'd love to watch a video. That's not what we're here to do. So, oh, where's it gone? There it is. Yeah. So also, after he actually gets the flower, look, yeah, he's reaching his hand out and turning something 100%. And the more I watch it, the more I think that that's exactly what he's doing. So why did he think he could just turn the door like that? So what do you think? Let's watch it one more time. I think surely he's definitely turning something. And he wouldn't be turning it if it was locked. So when he comes in there, he knows that camera's there. He knows. That's another strange thing, isn't it? He knows the camera's there because he's sort of hunching down, like, I mean, he doesn't have to hide himself from the camera because he's got a balaclava on and this, that, and the other, of course. But he's sort of hunching to one side. He knows that camera is there. He comes in. Let's slow it down, actually. I'm going to slow it down. Slow it right down. Slow it down to the slowest. Yeah, so he knows that doorbell that camera is there. Now watch his other hand. Look, he's reaching out for something. Holding on something. And then he turns, whatever it is. What is it? Turns it one way and then the other way. What is he doing with that other hand? Is he turning a key? Is he turning a doorknob? You know, he's turning something. While at the same time trying to block out the camera. Then off he turns around, shows off this. Literally looks like he could have Nancy in there. It's so bulging, packed full. And then he, ducks down, goes out. Is somebody else just out of view there? Then he looks for those flowers. Still think it's strange he didn't take any. If he knew the camera was there, why didn't he take something with him to cover the camera? Maybe they weren't expecting to be going out the front way. Maybe the plan was always to go out the back way. And then when everything went wrong, if it did, they had to go out the front way. And that's when it's like, oh shit, got nothing to cover the camera up with. You know? One more time with that video, then we will watch the other videos that are loaded on here. Yeah. What is he reaching out for? Reaching for something with that other hand. Turning something. Turning it again. Wow. What is he doing with that hand? So yeah, I think we've all been so caught up with what he was doing with this hand, covering the camera and that, nobody was thinking about what the hell is he doing with that hand. Because the thing is, if he was opening the doorknob, expecting the door to open, he'd already been in there. That's the significance of it, in my opinion. He'd already been in. Have a look at this again then. When he walks in, he's avoiding the camera. He knows there's a camera there. I think he does. Look, as he look, the way he walks up, he's sort of not exactly. I mean, he's hiding his face because he's got a balaclava on, but he's definitely sort of holding himself to the side. Then he so he goes sort of over there. Then he sort of comes more round to this way. And he goes straight to the camera. You know, this is supposed to be a person who has been there before and had a look at this place before. But yeah, look at him now. What's he reaching out for here? The door knob, turns it again. What is that? All the meantime, while he's doing that, he is hiding his face from the camera. But it doesn't hide it very well, of course, because we do get to see his eyes and that. Then he gets fed up of that, swings round with, as I say, again, it was very heavy, whatever he's got in that backpack as well, because you can tell, you know, when if you wear a backpack and you've got a lot of stuff in it, you know, it does sort of, as you turn, it'll, you know, pull you round a bit because it's heavy. It's heavy. Whatever he's got in there is heavy. So he turns to one side, goes off to get the flowers. It's leading me to believe, anyway, from notes. So I think they'd already been in there. I think they had Nancy ready, or either he or if there's more than one of them, had Nancy ready to take out, because don't forget, this is where the blood was found. There's no blood there at the moment. So the blood came out of Nancy as they were taking her out that front door. I think they'd already been in. They'd unlocked the front door, or, took the bolt off it or whatever. And either when he turns something there, I think he's either turning a key, because the key was in he put the key in the door, or he's turning the knob. He's turning something on that door, but then he decided better that the door camera is disabled, for us taking Nancy out of this house. But I still wonder if there is some video footage of Nancy being taken out of the house. Why did Savannah say she'd been taken out of the house in her pajamas with no shoes on? How did she even know that? Is there some video of that somewhere? That's what we don't know what other video there is. There's bound to be more video. And he sort of goes over there, then he goes sort of, and he's like looking for something. He's like, oh, what can I put up to cover over that camera? And he gets those flowers, which is crazy, really, isn't it? How are a load of flowers going to cover it? How are you going to lodge them, so that they stay there? It's a very odd scenario, just in general. Anyway, let's go. Let's look at the next. There's a series of videos. These are the videos. I'm on the Federal Bureau of Investigation website, and these are the videos that were put up there. So that was the first one. So here's the next one, or is that? That's the same, isn't it? Those two are the same. Here's the one with the actual flowers. Again, we'll put it on. I've got it on slow already. Yeah, so he puts those flowers up, and they do obscure the camera a little bit. But the thing is, how are you going to... Also, he's changed hands now as well. So I found that interesting, because now he's got the flowers in the hand that he reached out to the door knob. He's changed over hands. And as I say, he's putting the flowers over there, which works to cover over, but how would you support them there? Yeah, and so he seems to... He sort of gives up on that, doesn't he? And then they think that's when they decided, or he decided, to actually remove the camera. Yeah, see which hand he's using. Or is he just holding the flowers in that hand? He's doing something with his other hand, but I'm not sure what. All the meantime, he's got that little torch in his mouth. Yeah, so he successfully covers over the camera, but I would imagine he couldn't support them there, although they were successful in hiding the camera. What's to support them there? Okay, and then I think there's one more video. Or is it the same one? So this video footage, of course, was taken when he would think the camera probably was recording, because it's before he disabled the camera. And this is the only footage we've got. That's probably deliberate from the authorities, because they will have more footage. 100% have more footage, won't they? I mean, not from when he actually removed the camera, because once he's removed the camera, they won't. Where did they actually find the camera? Does anybody know? I don't remember seeing. Like, was the camera just lying on the floor discarded, or had it been taken away completely? I don't remember the answer to that question. Oh, yeah. Interesting, but still for me, the most interesting video is this very first one. He is definitely opening that door. To me, he is anyway. Yeah, so he walks up there over that way, then he checks his gun, reaches up to the door camera, tries to cover it. He covers it with this hand as he reaches out with the other hand to, I don't know, turn the key, turn the doorknob. He's turning something. So as I say, the only reason why I'm thinking of it as significant is because that to me suggests he was expecting that door to open when he turned whatever he turned. And he was thinking, oh, just cover up the camera with my glove and open the door, go in. And then he thought, oh, hang on, I might need I need to cover it. Maybe even that person, if there is a person in the background, maybe they were saying to him, look, you're going to have to actually cover it over because we're going to bring Nancy out that way. And then he sort of does this sort of stooping thing. Very odd behaviour. Does he speak to somebody there? That's where it looks like he just may speak to someone just off sight. Reaches down, gets the flowers. I don't know. Yeah, exactly, Sean. What is in that rucksack? Is it a couple of people have said, did he have a body bag in it? It's bulging. It's full to the brim.
I'm brother.
It's full to the brim, that rucksack. It's very odd. So yeah. Now it could be that he's got a kidnap kit in there. Or he could have a body bag or a stretcher or handcuffs, ropes. Who knows what he's got in there? But it is bulging. I don't think you could fit anything else in it, could you? Yeah, what's he see how he's turning it? He's definitely turning something from side to side. So yeah, I wonder if that door was open, if they were initially intending to take Nancy out the back way. That's maybe why they propped the doors open, and but then thought better of it for whatever reason. There was talk of a dog barking, wasn't there? Maybe they heard the dog barking from the neighbours. Thought, oh, it's better to go out the front way because there's nobody out the front. Yeah, because it's a funny old house, isn't it? It's sort of higgledy-piggledy. If you look at the aerial view of Nancy's house, there are many ways you can go into it and come out of it. And yeah, maybe they were planning on going out the back, but that dog barking or anything could have happened. They could have seen a light. So they decided to go out the front, because until now, they wouldn't necessarily have needed to disable the camera unless they actually were going to the front door. Maybe they had no intentions initially of going anywhere near the front door. And then suddenly maybe plans had to change for whatever reason, and they had to go out the front door. So they've parked the car up, or he's, again, I don't know if it's one person or more than one person, parked the car up. Suddenly they've got a camera they've got to deal with. Yeah. Why would he? It isn't. Look, he's definitely. God, the more I watch this now, I can't believe I didn't see it before. He's reached out. He's got hold of something and turned it. And what was it? Was it a key? Was it the actual doorknob? Yeah. Yeah. Definitely turned something. And then thought better of it, and thought better of just holding his hand up, because thing is, you can hold his hand up as he's going in, but when he's bringing Nancy out, he needs to cover over the camera or remove it. Yeah. Thinks better of it and decides to go and get them. And when he covers the camera, can you see to the side someone else? Notice what looks like legs and shoes or trainers. Is Porch guy covering the camera to allow someone else to enter Nancy's? That's a possibility as well. Maybe he didn't mind being seen because he was so covered up, but maybe the other person did mind being seen, hey? So have a look at this. Tell me what you think about this. So this time he's already been up to the door. Does he talk to somebody there? And then this lady, she's very helpfully put arrows where you can see what may be trainers. Now I'm going to play it a couple of times because you can't necessarily make it out the first time. And especially on a phone, it's harder to. I couldn't see it on my phone the first time that I watched it, but since I've watched it on the computer, I'm watching it on the laptop now. Obviously, it's a bigger screen. I could see it. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh my God. I could actually see jeans then, I'm sure. Oh my God. Every time I watch it, as I said, I don't know if I'm imagining it because I'm looking for it now, but each time I watch this, I feel more convinced that it is someone rather than lights, but I don't know. God, I actually even felt like I saw legs then. But I could be imagining it. But a lot of people are saying yes. Some people are very observant, more observant than others with these kind of things. I'm sort of about medium, I'd say. Takes me. When I first watched it, as I say, it was on the phone and I just couldn't make anything out. Or all I could make out were faint shadows. But yeah, when you look at it on a bigger screen. Now, I'm sure the FBI have been all over that anyway. If we've noticed it, or sure the FBI have noticed it. But yeah, it's difficult to make out on a phone. Well, we just keep going. So anyway, I am, just that bit of him, what he's doing with his other hand when he turns something. I think that's really significant because to me that door was open, like as in sense of unlocked. I think they'll have unlocked it from the other side, they've gone out, got the car ready or whatever, and they're getting ready to take Nancy out, and he just goes to open that door to turn the knob. That's the main point of this video that I was making. And it just struck me, and I think we've just been so concerned watching what he's doing with the hand with the flowers that we haven't noticed what he was doing with his other hand, which basically is turning the doorknob. So he was turning the doorknob, he was expecting to just open the door. And then he suddenly thought, oh, hang on, there's camera here. I don't think they were intending to go anywhere near the front. Yeah, she hadn't paid a subscription. So it's a miracle, isn't it, that they even got anything out of these cameras, really, because they paid a subscription apparently. And remember Nanos in the beginning, Nanos, the person, you can't believe the word he says, but he said right from the beginning that there was cameras, but the subscription hadn't been paid, so they couldn't see anything on these cameras. There was motion detected, but it could have just been an animal. Those were the things that Nanos was saying. Then finally the FBI got on it, and then boof, next minute these photos and videos were released. So I think the good news, there is some good news. The good news is the DNA is finally at the lab where it should have gone to in the first place, the FBI lab. Also, there's real attempts being made to remove Nanos. I think that'd be the best thing that could happen, is if Nanos is removed. And, thing is, if it turns out that because of Nanos's actions, if the FBI do manage to get something off the DNA, or look how quick they got this footage after Nanos had said, no, we can't get anything off the footage. And literally, as soon as the FBI went in and dealt with it, the footage was released. He's avoided using the FBI and childishness and ego. So if I was Nancy's family, I'd be pretty peed off about that, to be